Hello Year 9 and welcome to Virtual Careers Inspiration Day 2022. This day is a unique opportunity to gain an insight into a range of careers within different sectors and industries and hear from employer representatives. We're very lucky today to be joined by representatives from a huge range of companies that have introduced themselves to you in Assembly this morning. So please make the most as you're engaging with the activities of actually just having the opportunity to speak to these real people who have come in from these companies to talk with you about their career pathways, talking about your career pathways that you would like to follow, thinking about any top tips that they could give you. A conversation that you have today really may be a important guiding point for you in terms of your future career, or could perhaps even open up an opportunity. So definitely make the most of that. You're going to be investigating a career of your choice to discover the skills, qualities and attributes that are required for success, different pathways and routes into that career, and also local businesses which are linked to that career or that industry area that you could visit for your Year 10 Work Shadow Day. Of course, please make sure that you're following all the instructions carefully and completing the activities to the best of your ability. We want you to be conducting yourself in exactly the same way as you would do during a normal lesson and really engage with all the activities and all aspects of the day. So remember, it is all about you. This is literally about your future career opportunities, so please make the most of it. The M group, you're already here this morning, so we've got you doing the Virtual Careers Inspiration Day activities for lessons 1 and 2, and then the Enterprise Challenge for lesson 3. You've got your usual timetabled lessons for 4. The E's in the afternoon, you've got Virtual Careers Inspiration Day now for all of lesson 3 and all of lesson 4. The schedule for the morning and the afternoon is exactly the same in terms of the time allocated. It's just obviously the timings are different. So I'm going to go through this for the M side. The E side, your schedule is on the next slide, and you can pause it at that point just to have a quick look at that if that's okay with your teacher. So we've had the assembly. You're going to have 5 minutes now. We've arrived in the computer room, so that's all done. This introductory video is about 10 minutes long, so you're going to watch that to get the instructions, just find out how the day is going to work. And then between 9:40 and 9:55, you're going to be able to log on to the computers, and this is where you need to go onto the Google Classroom page, choose an industry to focus on out of the ones that I talk about in this video, and then choose a career within that industry that you are most interested in. Then you're going to use the resources which are linked on the presentation to research your chosen career. And then it's break time. After that, you've got this chance to create your end product on the computer. So this is one of the following products to summarize. So a poster, a presentation, a video, a fact file, or another creative end product that you could choose. Finally, you're going to have a chance to save and submit your finished products to the Google Classroom post, log off your computers, and then that will be the end of the activities for you with regard to the Virtual Careers Day. E-side, if you'd like to pause it just now to have a look at your timings there as well. So I wanted to start just by talking to you a little bit more about the job opportunities that are in the Berkshire economy. So we're actually very lucky to live within the county of Berkshire because over 41% of young people who leave Berkshire for university return to work in Berkshire. So this is the highest proportion out of all local areas in the country, which really does reflect the very large wealth of job opportunities that we have. There is a bit of a concentration in certain areas. For example, 1 in 9 jobs are digital tech jobs. That's 2.5 times the national average. There's around 120,000 jobs in STEAM subjects, so science, technology, engineering, art and maths, which is nearly twice the national average. So you've got a really good range within those industries in particular. I'm now going to talk through the different industry areas that you could choose to focus on and choose a career within for your research today. So first up, we've got leisure, sport and tourism. Now, this is an industry where there's very, very high job satisfaction. Essentially, you're helping people to enjoy their free time, maybe reach their fitness potential and travel the world. So all of those things are very rewarding. It's also very flexible. For example, you may work part-time or you may work just seasonally. There's also lots of opportunities for travel at local, national and even international travel as well. Many roles within this industry are customer facing, so you need to have those customer service skills and really good communication. Getting into this industry, there's a mixed bag in terms of how you do this. So lots of careers in this sector do not require degree qualifications. Many people do start in a lower level position and then gain promotions as they develop more experience. But there are also apprenticeships and even degrees that you can pursue here as well. We've got lots of local employers like local hotels, showcase cinema, leisure centres that you could research as a potential work experience placement. And so many careers would fall into this. We've got things like event manager, cruise ship entertainer, tour guide, interpreter, translator. So lots and lots of variety within the industry. Construction and trades is perfect for somebody that wants a hands-on and physical job where they are very active on a typical day-to-day work that they are doing. It's very varied, it's outdoors. So if you know that is something that you would like rather than sitting in an office or doing something perhaps more on the computer, then this could be perfect for you. Lots of examples within this sector. We've got bricklaying, carpentry, and plumbing, being an electrician, building site inspector, but also maybe slightly less obvious ones like a crane driver or a land surveyor. Many local employers fit into this sector as well, so you could, for example, be thinking about contacting Jacobs or Thames Water. And there are many roles here as well where you do not necessarily need to have many formal qualifications to go into this, although if you do have those qualifications like at apprenticeship or degree level, then actually you may be able to enter the industry at a higher level and in a more senior position. The public sector, so this is a sector that would incorporate jobs such as a civil servant, a teacher, hospital doctor, intelligence roles within MI5 or MI6, police officer. So again, a lot of variety here, and we've got lots of local employers that would fit into this industry, like the Royal Berkshire Hospital, local doctor surgeries, any primary or secondary school, Thames Valley Police, and there's also civil service offices in Reading. People within this sector do report that there is a real opportunity to make a difference within the role, and also that is a lot of choice in your location. So all of these jobs are jobs that are required across the whole of the country rather than just in a specific place. Creative arts and design is an industry that is very, very rewarding. People who work in these jobs, they are creating beautiful products for clients and customers to enjoy. It's also very flexible. A lot of artists and designers may choose to work freelance, meaning that they are not necessarily part of a fixed team, but they are employed by particular companies to fulfill certain contracts, maybe to produce particular logo design for a brand. And there's a lot of variety in terms of where you could be placed with this. So in terms of a local employer, don't always necessarily think you have to go to like a design agency. This could be any reasonable size local business or organisation. They might have a creative arts department that you could visit for your work experience. Obviously, you need to be very creative here, but it's also about being quite business minded as well, because a lot of people in this industry, as I said, do work freelance. So they need to be able to find their own business opportunities and then use them to the best of their advantage. Science and technology is a very dynamic industry. You are essentially at the cutting edge of new discoveries, and this is what draws people in and keeps them in these industries. And you really do never stop learning in here. As I said at the start with the local labour market information, we've got so many local employers like Microsoft, Cisco, RSSL, Thames Water, so many different employers in this area that you could visit for your work experience. Going into this industry, yes, it can be really helpful to have a degree, but there's also a lot of apprenticeships at the moment which are helping people go into the industry without the degree. So definitely make sure you do research that when you are looking today. And finally, our last sector here is accountancy, banking, and finance. So this is a sector where if you're comfortable working with numbers and graphs, you're confident in making financial predictions, and you've got a really strong attention to detail, then this would be perfect for this field. And it's really important as well with this to think about a wider branch of employers rather than just banks, because think about, any business is going to have a finance and accounts department. So you could go to any company and ask them to work specifically in that department for the work shadow day. Loads of different careers within here as well, which aren't necessarily the obvious ones. So marketing, manager, insurance broker, financial planner, equity analyst. So loads and loads for you to research here as well. So now that you've had this insight into each of the 6 industries, the time has come for you to choose the industry which interests you the most so that you can take a look at the presentation for that sector. If you're not sure what industry is right for you, then do have a think about these questions. First of all, which industry can you picture yourself working in the future? Which industry is most linked to the GCSE subjects that you currently enjoy? And which industry is most linked to any extracurricular activities that you enjoy as well? Now you've chosen the industry, and don't worry if you need to have a look at the presentation again, which will be up on the Google Classroom page. Then once you've got the industry, let's say you're deciding you're going to focus on creative arts and design, open up that presentation on the Google Classroom page and look at the career options in that presentation. You're then going to choose the career within that presentation, or if there's a career that you know would fit into that industry but isn't necessarily in the presentation, you can choose that as well, and use the resources to help you do your research. When you are researching, bear in mind that you are going to be creating this creative end product at the end. So this is going to be a way to summarize and present your research findings. It could be a poster, a presentation, a video, a fact file. We even had people last year creating animations and coding certain websites to actually display their research, which is obviously really amazing. So you need to make sure you feature the name of the career, roles and responsibilities within that job, skills required to be successful, a typical day at work, why this career interests you, and the names and contact details of at least 2 local companies or organisations which you could visit for the shadow day. This is all going to be on the presentations, these instructions, so don't worry, you're going to be able to look back at these as you go through. Just some examples here of what was created last year. These are just snapshots from presentations. As you can see, there's a lot of detail here, and this is the kind of standard that we're looking for from you today. So at the end of your time doing the research and making your end product, the teacher will instruct you to attach your work to the Google Classroom post and submit it. Please make sure you do this, otherwise you won't be able to see your work and see all the effort that you put in, and the winners for each industry will then be judged by Mr. Gibson and be announced at the end of the term. So please take this opportunity to really immerse yourself in a career that you are interested in. Use the opportunity to speak to our employers, get some house points, and more importantly than that, actually invest in your future today.